Y'all understand, this was the best win of the year. Not because it was the latest, not because it was in the playoffs. That was, for me, that was the big question. That was the thing that was hanging around their neck. Are you ever going to do this? Because y'all understand they can't get to where they want to go unless you do this. They did it.
Yeah, they did it.
What a relief.
And Steiny actually said it earlier, and I want to give him credit because I think he's spot on. Those are the two best games back-to-back that they've played all year.
Agreed.
Because they played great last night. I mean, that game was a solid A across the board. They played a great basketball game. In Game 4, they played very well as well. So, back-to-back games, you brought your A game. You had a very small rotation last night, very tight bench.
Well, 9 players. 9 players. The 9 that you laid out.
Right.
Absolutely correct. Kuminga, no looks.
Yeah.
Moses Moody got 4 minutes.
He got crumbs.
Would be nice for Dante DiVincenzo to hit a 3. But he got his 16 minutes.
He did.
I thought for 3 minutes of the game, GP2 owned the game.
He was incredible.
He was incredible with his hustle. So, yeah, pretty short bench, but exactly what you would expect it to be. Few more minutes than you'd love to see Steph play. Got to come back and do it again.
Sure.
I mean, for the fans.
And Draymond Green off the pine. I'm loving that.
Yeah, I mean, for the
Dray Pine Green.
They kept him there. And that's an interesting thought, by the way, and an interesting question about how you think that maneuver by Draymond has been received in the locker room.
Oh, I think they're loving it. And I don't know if that is the tipping point in terms of, okay, Draymond, now we know that you're a leader again. I think that he's already reestablished himself as the leader of this team. I think the Jordan Poole punch has been put by them on the back burner far earlier than any of us in the media and the fan base. But when you see Draymond Green come out and say, yeah, I told Steve, play me off the bench. Kevon Looney's a rebounding machine. Start Kevon. Let me come off the bench. I think that is the final piece in the puzzle of, all right, Draymond, you're all the way back. No hard feelings for anyone.
Do you know, I actually have hard feelings for someone. I got very hard feelings for someone.
Who?
Last night was the night where I've officially had it. I've had it up to here, as my mom used to say to me. That was right before I would get sent to my room. I have had it up to here. Okay.
You never got spanked, though, did you?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Really?
Yeah, not a lot. Not a lot, but
a couple times.
Yeah.
Wow.
I can remember one time in particular. Yeah, Dad was just waiting. We had a house. We had an Eichler house that had these walls.
Eichler?
Yeah, we lived in an Eichler.
Okay.
So we had these you could run around in a circle.
Yeah.
Right. So you could go through the kitchen and the family room, end up in the dining room and the living room, and make a loop.
Exactly.
Make it very hard to play hide and go seek or tag because you could just do the loop and it's like you're never going to catch me. Well, my dad caught me.
He cut you off in the Eichler.
He figured out, make it look like I'm coming one way, and then wait for him the other way, whack. And I was like, damn, he got me. But
right in the Eichler.
Exactly, right in the Eichler, off to my room. But I've had it up to here. You are officially suspended from talking sports for a week, no matter who you are, if you say Kevon Looney. I heard my man, Eddie House, do it just an hour ago.
Wow.
On my no, not well. Put some respect. In fact, the point he was trying to make, he's like, we got to put some respect on Kevon Looney's name. I'm like, the irony.
It's Kevon Looney is what it is.
That's not his name. I got a buddy text me this morning. He asked me a great question. Is this the best?
Did you give him that's a great question?
I did. I said, I think you just spurred something for the show.
Boy, that's a great question.
Thank you.
Is this the best contract in sports? Kevon Looney? Is this the best bargain in the NBA? You want to talk about flipping a switch? This guy suddenly he's just going to rock 15 to 23 boards every night in the playoffs?
Yeah.
I mean,
But he mails it in the regular season. I mean, he played every game.
82 games.
Yeah, again. Didn't lead the league, though.
Kevon Looney. He was tied.
Somebody played 83.
Really?
I can't remember who, yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Mikal Bridges.
Thank you, Mikal Bridges. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Granny, man.
I'm
sorry, Kev.
Kevon Looney is the magic elixir. Every single thing that frustrates a fan, Kevon Looney is the fix. Kevon Looney plays all the games. Kevon Looney never stops hustling. Kevon Looney never asks for anything more. And Kevon Looney shows up for $7.5 million a year. And I know everyone, I'd show up for $7.5 million a year. For every dollar that Kevon makes, Steph makes what? 9? 8? For every dollar Kevon makes, Draymond makes 4. For every dollar that Kevon makes, Clay makes 5. And tell me he's not just as important. You and I had that conversation yesterday. If you could tell me, put bubble wrap, hazmat suit around one Warrior and make sure that they're healthy for all the playoff games, I'm not hesitating. That's my guy, Kevon Looney.
Over Steph?
Yes.
Over Clay?
Yes.
Consistent Clay Thompson?
Because they can still shoot without one
over
of those guys.
Over Draymond Green, the scoring machine?
You tell me, what would they do without him? What would
without
they do?
Kevon Looney?
What would they do?
They would have to find a way to rebound. They would team rebound.
And who's guarding?
Get me Kuminga.
Who's guarding Doma Sabona?
Nobody, which is what, I mean, it's not like Kevon's really guarding him. Kevon's not guarding him.
What?
Occasionally,
down low.
When
Come on.
Sabonis
Don't
comes
do
in
that.
the key.
Don't do that. He is bodying him up down low.
Right, but a lot of possessions, Sabonis is not coming down low because when he comes down low, he gets bodied up by Kevon Looney, and Draymond's guarding him, and they're all guarding him, and Sabonis has been exposed, and we can say that. But when Sabonis is out at 17 feet, the answer is no one's guarding him, and that's smart basketball.
Do you know what's interesting is people are still showing up to take down Domantas Sabonis today, and I get it. He has been totally disappointing, but I thought yesterday was his best game. I thought it was the best game of the 5. He finished on some dunks. He actually decided to take a couple of the mid-range shots. They went in. I thought that was his best game, and it still
not enough.
Wasn't good enough.
Right. So Sabonis winds up with 21 on 9 of 15. He was a -1, the plus-minus. He was fine.
But it was fine.
They were giving him shots knowing that 3 is better than 2, and you'd rather have him score on one of his little teardrop 2s or a dunk or – I think he hit 2 or 3 elbow jumpers, actually.
He did.
He hit a couple in a row early, but the biggest problem was the Kings were hot from 3 early, and then they went ice cold,
and then they didn't shake. Yeah,
no.
Did anybody else have the same thought when the Warriors, and if my memory serves, they're down 3 at the end of one quarter?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh, I was high-fiving people. I'm like, are you kidding me? They weathered the storm. The Kings come out hot. You've got Game 5, switch home court energy, desperation sensation. That's a buck.
Yeah.
And I'll pay it. All of that. And I'm like, they're only down by 3? That's fantastic. And let's be honest, from that point forward, it was the Warriors game the whole night. They were the better team the rest of the way. Sure, Sacramento, nice run to start the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
There's going to be little runs, but that was the Warriors game right at the start of the second quarter, the rest of the way. And so the minute Sacramento gave them the flurry and it didn't lead to anything, I was like, Warriors are in good shape.
Fox hits a 26-footer to go up 28-19, timeout Warriors. And that was where I think I tweeted that this was the game that JD had warned us about. Last week, John Dickinson was saying the Kings are going to have one of those games where they hit 23s and there's nothing you can do about it, and you're probably going to lose that game because the Kings can do that. And the Kings, they hit 8 threes in the first quarter, and they hit 2
more
the rest of the game.
Way. That's unbelievable.
So they were trending toward having that game. The Warriors defensively adjusted, and the Kings cooled off, and then the Warriors were able to flip that game on its ear.
Oh, my gosh. So good. What a great performance. The performance that everyone has been waiting for all year. And I wonder this, and we can absolutely – let's hear your calls on this, because today I think is really the day for this. 888-957-9570. When you get the game you've been waiting for, now, you could either make the point, well, okay, you did it once. You had a great performance right when you needed it, and that's what the Warriors do. Or does the game like yesterday, does it totally shift what you think could happen next? Is a game like yesterday, where you've been down 2-0 in a series, now you're up 3-2, you have totally done that thing that you couldn't do. You went on the road against a really good team. The environment was as hostile as possible. That was easily their best road performance since Game 4 of the finals last year. No questions asked about that at all. So now that they've done that, how has your opinion, how has your expectation changed with the rest of these playoffs?
It's changed to the point where we're thinking about, are we going to face the Lakers or Memphis on Sunday, or can we get some rest after the Friday win? And I'm trying not to get too far ahead of myself. Steve Kerr joins us in an hour, and he'll be very humble. He'll be very circumspect about the fact that this series is not over.
Right.
And he's right.
Yeah.
But we as fans, we can start to think about things in terms of being cocky and looking past the rest of Sacramento. Because if I think that the series is over, it doesn't affect whether or not the series is over. It's not going to affect whether or not that Steph Curry takes Sacramento seriously or not.
Game 6s at home, when you're up 3-2, are scary. This was Memphis last year. The Warriors felt, if you're a fan, you felt like they had it. Like they got this series. Ja's out. The Warriors are ahead. They're up 3-2. They're coming home for Game 6. And then you get to the fourth quarter and you're down by a point or whatever. It gets very scary very fast. Remember what we were talking about yesterday. I always like the team in overtime who's happy to be there. Well, if this ends up in a Game 7, who's going to be happy to be there? The Kings would be thrilled. Not only are they at home, but they'll be thrilled to be there because right now the world's expecting them to not be there. So, yeah, the series is not over. You got one game that will flip what people think is going to happen. So the Warriors have to be really good tomorrow night, and they have to guard against what we do as fans, which is, the Warriors have got this. Then against the Warriors. There's no playoff scenario they haven't experienced. So if there's anybody I'm going to trust to have their minds in the right place, it's that group.
Right, and they're not going to look past Sacramento. Nobody's thinking about Memphis or LA yet inside that locker room. They all understand that these games, they've been great games. Even last night, you beat the Kings by 7, but that game was a lot closer than that until there was about 3 minutes left. That thing was nip and tuck. Sacramento got within 1 late, and it was one of those moments of like, oh, God, are they going to blow this game? Is Sacramento going to come back and win this game? So nobody's thinking in terms of, this is over. I think Sacramento fans are thinking that more than Warrior fans are.
It's a discouraged feeling for sure. That adorable group is sitting there now knowing that they had a 2-0 lead, and now it's 3-2. So, yeah, that's tough. But anyway, 888-957-9570.
I can see you're broken up over there.
I'm sorry. I mean, it stinks when what everybody thinks is going to happen happens, and you're on the losing side of that. It stinks. I get it. I've been there.